The Bible also speaks of events that will occur before Jesus' return. First, there is a great event called the rapture, where believers in Christ will disappear, taken up to heaven to meet him after that. A powerful world leader will arise, known as the Antichrist. This person will make a peace agreement with Israel, but after 3.5 years, he will break his promise and cause a period of great hardship known as the Great Tribulation. The Bible also describes a temple that will be rebuilt in Jerusalem, a temple that doesn't exist today. However, the construction plans are already in place. The people of Israel have prepared blueprints, materials, and even trained priests to build the temple. This shows that the prophecy about the temple will still be fulfilled halfway through the 7 years. The Antichrist will betray and cause an event known as the abomination of desolation. This will force believers to flee and signal that the end is near. But eventually, Jesus will return, not in secret, but will be visible to all. He will return on the Mount of Olives, where he ascended to heaven 2,000 years ago. After that, a 1,000-year kingdom of Christ will be established, a time of peace without war, sin, or suffering. This period will last 4 times longer than any time without war in history. It will be an era of absolute prosperity and peace. However, after the 1,000-year reign ends, there will be a final judgment where everyone who does not believe in Christ will be judged. All their deeds, words, and hidden thoughts will be revealed. Finally, a new heaven and a new earth will be created. Not just a repair of the current world, but a completely new creation without death or sorrow. All the prophecies in the Bible have been fulfilled precisely, and the remaining events will happen just as perfectly. An important thing many believers don't realize is that prophecy isn't a puzzle to solve, but a warning. The Bible doesn't just reveal the future to satisfy our curiosity, but to make us live rightly now. Therefore, while there are many interpretations of Christ's return, they all agree that he will return, and we must be ready. Since the early days of believers, they lived with the belief that Jesus could return at any time. They didn't just wait, they lived with purpose, preparing for his return. This transformed the world, ending slavery, creating hospitals, and changing the Roman Empire. Jesus warns us, "Watch, for you do not know the hour your Lord will come." Being watchful is not just staying awake, it's living ready, living a life worthy and preparing for his return on the end. Prophecy is not meant to make us fearful or to look for signs, but to awaken us to live rightly and to prepare for the glorious return of Jesus Christ. The early believers' motto was Maranatha, meaning the Lord is coming. This was not a call to fear, but an encouragement to live boldly in faith. Jesus prophesied that the Jerusalem temple would be destroyed, and in 70 AD, the Roman army burned the temple, destroying every stone, exactly as he had said. This event marked the end of an era, but also signaled important signs for Jesus' return. Shortly afterward, the Jewish people were scattered across the world, as the Bible had prophesied. For nearly 1,900 years, the Jewish people had no homeland. But in 1948, Israel was re-established as a nation. The prophecy of Isaiah about a nation being born in a day was fulfilled. This was a sign that God's prophetic clock had started again. Jesus also said that when we see these signs, we will know that his return is near. Another sign is that the Bible has been translated into 3,495 languages, making it accessible to 98% of the world's population, just as he prophesied about the gospel being preached worldwide before the end comes. Jesus also spoke about birth pains, signs that start lightly but gradually grow stronger and more frequent. In the 20th century alone, 108 million people died in wars, more than in all previous centuries combined. Currently, there are 56 ongoing conflicts worldwide. These signs are becoming stronger, signaling that a major event is soon to come. The Bible also speaks of events that will happen before Jesus' return. First, there is the great event known as the rapture, where believers will vanish and be taken to heaven to meet Jesus. Then, a powerful world leader known as the Antichrist will appear. He will make a peace treaty with Israel, but after 3.5 years, he will break the promise and cause a period of great distress known as the Great Tribulation. The Bible also talks about a temple that will be rebuilt in Jerusalem, a temple that does not exist today. However, construction plans are already in place. The people of Israel have prepared blueprints, materials, and trained priests to build the temple. This shows that the prophecy about the temple will be fulfilled halfway through the 7 years. The Antichrist will betray and cause an event known as the abomination of desolation. This will force believers to flee and signal that the end is near, but eventually Jesus will return, not in secret, but in full view of everyone. He will return on the Mount of Olives, the same place he ascended 2,000 years ago. Then a 1,000-year kingdom of Christ will be established, a time of peace without war, sin, or suffering. This period will last 4 times longer than any time in history without war. It will be an era of prosperity and peace. However, after the 1,000-year reign, there will be a final judgment where everyone who does not believe in Jesus will be judged. All their deeds, words, and secret thoughts will be revealed. Finally, a new heaven and new earth will be created, not just a repaired world, but a completely new world without death or sorrow. All the prophecies in the Bible have been fulfilled exactly, and the remaining events will happen just as accurately. An important point that many believers miss is that prophecy is not a puzzle to solve, but a warning. The Bible does not reveal the future to satisfy our curiosity, but to help us live rightly now. So, while there are various interpretations of Christ's return, everyone agrees that he will return, and we must be ready. From the earliest days of the church, believers have lived in expectation that Jesus could return at any moment. They didn't just wait idly. They lived with purpose, preparing for his return. This changed the world, helping end slavery, founding hospitals, and transforming the Roman Empire. Jesus warns us, "Stay awake, for you do not know when your Lord will come." Being awake is not just about staying alert. It means living in a way that pleases him and preparing for his return. Ultimately, prophecy is not meant to scare us or make us search for signs, but to awaken us to help us live rightly and prepare for the glorious return of Jesus Christ. The early church's cry was Maranatha, meaning the Lord is coming. This was not a fearful cry, but a rallying call to live strong in faith.